here it is. This is Dave's fast way to write a book for everybody who procrastinates about writing a book. Here's what you do. You get 16 sheets of paper. On sheet number 1, you write the title of your book. On sheet number 2, you write down 10 numbers, number 1 through number 10. And then next to each one of those, you write out a headline. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 10, right? Then you take, now you used up 2 of your pieces of paper, you've got 13 left. You grab 10 pieces of paper. At the top of each one of those pieces of paper, you write down Chapter 1 and the chapter title. Then you write down 10 to 15 questions that someone would have if they were asking you about this topic that they were going to, that you're going to write about. So you ask them, you write those down. You go through all 10 chapters of the book. Then you take the last 2 pages, you write down sources, and then you write down an appendix or any other information. And that's where you're going to collect your notes for your sources, anybody you talked to, or books that you used, or whatever. Now you go back and you find somebody like you, somebody who's a good questioner, somebody who can ask you very detailed questions, and you give them these 10 chapters with the 10 to 15 questions per chapter, and you ask them to ask you the question. And you record your answers. They ask you the question, you record your answer. And you become detailed, animated, everything that you want to be. When you're done with all of those questions, you then send it to etranscriptionist.com. They'll transcribe your recordings. They'll send you back a Word document. You now have your book done. If this takes a really long time, you can do it in a day. And your book's not completely done. The only thing you have left to do at this point is go back and edit it, make sure that what you said was right, make the flow seem right, or just give it to an editor and let them do it for you, and your book is done. It's that simple. I mean, you can literally do a book in a day. I don't care if I fail in front of you. You know what? There's worse things, because I know that I'll get it again. If you look at the best athletes, if you look at the best business owners, you look at the most successful entrepreneurs, they failed and failed and failed, but they always fail forward. You take something from that learning. So you know what? You can't, here's the thing. If you want to predict how not to fail, just don't do anything. You'll be the biggest failure of your life by not living to your potential. So live out your potential. Try it out. You know what? If somebody says, gosh, I told you so, big deal. Yeah. You know what? When did you put any skin in the game? Right. When did what dream are you leaving behind? And so it's the time to do it is right now. You're not getting younger, you're only getting older. And even though we're extending our life on the other end, the reality is reality. Someday the clock stops ticking. And to me the saddest thing in the world is to die and say I wish. Yeah. I should have, I could have, I might have. Here was my big idea. You know what? Shame on you. That's hell. I mean, if you want to know where hell is, that's it. I left my life unfulfilled, incomplete, and my dreams not done.